Indiana University School of Medicine is forcing first-year students to take the woke sex and gender primer lessons that claim cervical cancer screening should be offered to people not women in order to be inclusive. That sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. And that's exactly what's going to happen in the world that we live in today. The way society is, people care more about being woke or being inclusive than actually teaching the correct information. So now we got to just imagine, right? We got to just imagine and live in fairy tale land. That sounds crazy, man. Let's take a look at this article and really look into it. Indiana University School of Medicine mandatory human structure course for first-year students has been overhauled to include sex and gender primer, teaching them to use gender-inclusive language and avoid words like male and female. That sounds insane. Why does that have to be like a mandatory or necessary? I don't know, but okay. The lessons advise students that medical procedures such as cervical cancer screening should be offered to people, not women, to avoid offending patients. That sounds insane, fam. So, okay, guys, you paid a bunch of money to take these classes. Now, the first lesson is none of this stuff is real. We live in imaginary land, and that is just that. People are paying you a bunch of money for you to lie to them. Oh, this is scary, actually, if you really think about it. Students are also taught that gender is a social construct separate from biological sex, and as doctors, they should use gender-inclusive language to promote affirmation of identity. You out your damn mind. You like full blown out your mind with that. This is no way you can be serious. This is, oh my gosh, they're using like a little gingerbread man to depict what this, oh no, that's crazy. A goal section from a lesson plan says the class strive to instill reduced gendered language. Yo, they striving to make no sense. That's really intense. People are really paying for this too, right? Wow. Direct students use anatomy, specific language got me messing up my words throughout their future medical practice. Okay. That's odd. It comes as the latest example of troubling medical practices that seem to be putting social ideologies before sound, the practicing of safe medicine, which includes a prominent St. Louis Medical Center being accused of bullying parents into giving children irreversible hormone treatment. What? Yo, first of all, how do you bully an adult? How do you bully a full-grown adult? Like, that's a question that you're not going to be able to answer for me. You're just not. You're just not, man. Like, that sounds wild. You need to stand up for not only yourself, but your child. Like, what? They're bullying adults. PowerPoint lesson includes a slide of certain, oh man, that sex and gender are not equivalent. It is stated that sex is mostly biological construct, while defining it as patterns of chromosomes, genes, hormones. Oh man. Now you playing with me. Now y'all playing. I was starting to think that y'all sent me this to get me to just go crazy. I think y'all sent me this article because y'all knew how Beast Boy was going to react. Now you're playing with me. Now, like, oh man, I could barely get through this. There's copies of like the lesson plans right here. Mostly social construct. Yo, that's the first thing that says for gender. That's ridiculous. Mostly biological construct. Bro, I ain't trying to hear that crap. When doctors are forced to discuss the human body in their line of work, the university directs its students to focus on anatomy-based language that I don't know. I'm way too on that greeny green and high in the clouds to be pronouncing words like that correctly. Any mention of gender. The lesson advises that this focus on the organs, tissues, and structures themselves in relation to each other and not as typical person of one sex assigned at birth. As an example, it says students should not say things like the male gonad produces, it's getting kind of crazy. I know this video ain't about to be monetized. You better check me out on Patreon. By 6 years old, the lesson says kids should, they having a full-on race. It's like 3 a.m. too. They having a full-on race outside. I don't know if you guys heard that. By 6 years old, the lesson says kids should begin talking about puberty, and doctors should consider having those discussions with children in private. I don't think that sounds right. I don't remember having those type of discussions when I was 6. I was thinking about stuff like colors and like how Steve Urkel was so cool. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what they thinking. Who's this? January picture says she took the job with the intention of saving trans kids, but that she believes what is happening amounts to permanent harm on young vulnerable children. I do agree with what she's saying, because this sounds ridiculous. Reed claimed the doctors would ask questions like, do you want a non-existent daughter or unalive son to bully children's parents into going ahead and with gender transitions under the pretense that not doing so would make them want to delete themselves from the video game. That's crazy, and that's extremely manipulative. I 100% believe that's exactly what was being told to these parents. Why do I believe that? Because that's what these people say online on a regular basis. They literally push that. So I do believe that woke doctors are saying the exact same thing. Why wouldn't I believe that? That definitely sounds like something they're doing out here in these streets. It's nasty as hell. Tell me what your opinion is down in the comment section. Yeah. If you want access to my live streams, follow me on Twitch and follow me on Rumble. Yeah, that's where you get that exclusive, man. And if you want access to my face, videos where I show my face, go ahead and check out my Patreon, man. Show some love and support. It really helps me out. Keeps the channel going. Check out that merch too as well.